I'm gonna call this public hearing to order. It's a Monday, March 31st, 2025, 6 p.m. Public hearings in regards to the sewer rate increase. Open up the floor to anyone from public that wanted to address the city in regards to the proposed sewer rate increase.
Sewer and water both.
This is the sewer rate.
Going to discuss the water rates too later.
This public hearing is strictly about the sewer rates at this time.
Raising all the water rates all and the rates all at once, sewer rates. You need to do Councilman Phillips. And it should be done in small increments, not all at once like this. You don't need to do it for that. You do it for a short period of time. Thank
Any other public comment?
you.
Leachate water, you raised it once. And it's currently at 6 cents a gallon, 9 cents a gallon, right?
Yeah.
Fuel is 11 cents a gallon. Have you looked at the possibility of raising that rate again to offset the charges for the sewer rate increase? Also, I assume, which may be incorrect, that all the money is from the leachate water go back to enterprise, correct?
Yeah, and tonight's public hearing is regard to our sewer rates. Leachate is strictly third-party provider. It's kind of like a contract service that we have with individual vendors. And there's no guarantee on any type of usage as far as what we can anticipate. And in fact, DNR is probably looking at changing some of the guidelines down the road, and Clinton can probably answer that as far as what we can take in or not. So looking at the leachate rates and what the leachate brings in is kind of, we've had a windfall this year with that. But good thing too, because we spent a lot of capital outlay as well. Do you want a little bit further clarification from Clinton?
I'm just interested in if that contract could be changed again and raised of 11 cents a gallon to offset the sewer charge increase.
I think it could possibly be raised, but to consider it an offset wouldn't be, there's no sure thing with that.
Right, and that money is due to go back to the enterprise.
Yeah, it comes into the enterprise and it stays with the enterprise.
What windfall have you had this year? Or, you know, I don't want to put you on the spot if you don't have the numbers in front of you.
Now, this council looked at the leachate over the past year and a half, 2 years, and the city prior was being raked over the coals as far as the water that we was taking in with leachate. Leachate, for the public to be aware of, is wastewater that comes into the city from outside of the city. Runoff stuff that has to be processed before it to be disposed of. And at that time, we was getting approximately, I don't recall, 2 cents a gallon. And so we changed that to where we are at currently. I believe you correctly, 9 cents. So
We're actually at 7 cents on one provider and 10 cents on the other. And to kind of touch base a little bit on
That's fine. You can take it, Mike.
to
That's all
touch
right.
base a little bit on the leachate. We've actually got one of the contracts or where we've halted them. They're not even dumping with us right now. We have some concerns with the plant and we jumped on that and stopped them. So until we can figure out what their issues are, we're not accepting any leachate from them at this time.
and what type of byproducts DNR looking to impose?
That'll be PFAS, with a water plant. Matter of fact, last week, last Wednesday, Robert just did his first PFAS testing that we've ever been required to do. We're gonna do that, and then Richie's, saying that they're already talking about getting ready to send sample kits to them. And when they send that to the wastewater plant, they're expecting that we won't be able to take any leachate at all because of the PFAS.
And so what everyone, PFAS is byproduct of plastics in our water. Any other public comment? Hearing none, I'll call this public hearing closed. Call for the meeting, special council meeting, Monday, March 31st, 2025. Immediately following the public hearing that was scheduled at 6 p.m. City clerk, do the roll call, please.
Here.
Councilman Bell,
Present.
Councilman Gilman,
Present.
Mitchell,
Here.
Councilman Price,
Present.
Councilman Gott,
Here.
Councilman Cordes. Here. Councilman Phillips.
Present.
There being a quorum, I'll call this meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is Bill 7237. Oh, we not for a special meeting.
Okay.
So first item is consideration for Bill 7237.
Make a motion for first reading.
Second.
I have a first and a second discussion. No discussion. Call the roll, please.
Yes.
Councilman Bell,
Yes.
Councilman Gilman,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchell.
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Councilman Gott,
Yes.
Councilwoman Cordes. Yes. Councilman Phillips.
Yes.
Bill 7237, an ordinance amending sections D, E, H, and I of chapter 715, Article 1, section 715.040 of the City of Louisiana Code of Ordinance relating to the user charge system for the water system. First reading approved. Consideration for a second reading.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion?
Yes. I've been losing sleep over this. I didn't sleep last night thinking about this. I am looking for any way. I totally appreciate the challenges that our water system faces. I've sat here on council and talked about that. I'm totally in favor of the rate increases as they read in the ordinance, the proposed ordinance. What I object to is the fact that we can't split these out in such a way to lessen the burden on my constituents. I walked my district Saturday. As you know, I'm up for re-election. And I walked my district and talked to probably 20 people, and not one of them had any knowledge that this was even happening. Now, we can blame them, we can blame, it's a communication problem. And all but one person was not in support of this. And the reason is not that they object to the increases. They object to the fact that they're getting hit with it all at once. And we can talk about, well, it's only a minority of the population or whatever. But I looked at went back and revisited some census data today. 12.7% of the households in this town live under the federal poverty level. 33% of the population of this town receives health care through Medicaid. 18% of the population of this town, these are 1922 or 2022 numbers, most recent. 22% of this population in this town receives food assistance. Now, we can talk about that being a minority, which in reality it is, but still for a lot of people, this one-time increase is going to be a substantial financial burden. I had people tell me that they won't be able to pay it because they're on fixed incomes and Social Security. I am not against what we're trying to do here. I am against the way that we're doing it with respect to having have citizens pay for it. Another thing that I looked at today was the ordinance itself. And the question I have here is there's some ambiguity in the ordinance itself. If you read section C, which deals with having to separate out the annual increase based on the consumer price index. And then at the bottom, they say, all other rate revisions shall not have a bearing on the annual rate review. So the ordinance here was actually reading, this is based on our review in February. If that is so, are we using the CPI then?
So Councilman, on section C, that's in the ordinance,
Right.
nothing's changing on that. This rate increase, does not, consider the CPI for the annual rate. This is a one-time hit on this with this new ordinance.
Okay, then could we, and again, I'm just throwing this out here for consideration. Should we then be calling this a special rate increase since it doesn't conform specifically to the consumer price index annual review? Because the language here, from what I can, been looking at sources and trying to understand this, it says what I've discovered in my reading is that rate revisions, except for the annual inflation adjustment, are separate and should not be linked to it. So I would argue that instead of revising the existing ordinance, we write an ordinance for a one-time special rate increase and then redo this ordinance in a way that reflects the new model that we're going to use to determine the rates. That might be another option.
Yeah, I understand your thought process on that. So this is an adjustments to the rate use and to the minimum base charge. It is not taking into account the CPI. We haven't followed the CPI for several years with our rate use increase.
Yeah, but the ordinance says you have to.
Well, I'm just saying the council hasn't, the last time it
I'm
was
not blaming
done.
you.
Yeah, the last time it was done, Clinton, was it 2016, 2017?
It's been a while. I think it was 2015.
And that's kind of why we're in this predicament that we're in with this. So C won't apply for D, E, or H, or I, because we're not calling it out for a CPI increase. This, in a way, you are correct. This is a special to a degree, but what it is, we're adjusting our usage rates.
So then perhaps couldn't we take and write, instead of doing this, write this as a special one-time rate increase and then revisit this ordinance, and rewrite the language in here that would reflect that we're using this new pricing model now that may not necessarily, and we could eliminate even the requirement that we follow the CPI. Because I looked at the CPIs for the last 10 years. Or the last 10 years, but over the last 5 years, because that includes COVID. The annual CPI increase has only been 4.32%. Last year, if you go by the ordinance, we could only increase the rates 5.5%. If we're calling this the February review.
Mhm.
If we're not calling it the February review, then it would seem to me that we have to write a separate ordinance calling for a special specific rate increase and then modify or amend section C of 715.040 to reflect the new pricing model that we're using in order to determine the rates.
So the only issue with that is the model hasn't changed. I mean, except for the rates themselves. So the model is still the same and intact as far as the ordinance. And the issue that we have is not saying that what you are discussing doesn't have merit. but that discussion probably should have been initiated in February, you know, for this,
Agreed.
because
I mean, one
because-
of my frustrations with this, and quite honestly, is we were kind of brought in, the council was kind of brought in late on.
well, we actually brought the council in November. We started the process saying that we was going to start doing this and work on a 20-year
We were
rate
talking
plan.
about it, but the
Mhm.
I mean, the review of the numbers, we didn't get that until, what, a month ago to when they came in and did the presentation.
Right, right.
Okay, it would have been, and we can't change history, okay?
Mhm.
But it would have been nice. It would have been nice if we'd have been tied in to the evaluation process, maybe a little earlier, and perhaps next time we can do it differently.
Mhm. All right,
I'm not being critical here, I'm just saying,
right.
you know, I feel like I've had to make a decision on this based on incomplete information. With the emails that went out after the last time, if I'd have known then what I know now, I could have maybe supported this more stringently. But my concern still is the fact that we're doing this all at once as opposed to possibly splitting it up. And I don't think we have to write an ordinance to do that. I think we could do it administratively. Doesn't the enterprise director have the authority through you to determine when we bill?
No, no, that's, so everything has been established by ordinance, and we have got to follow our Missouri statutes, and Clinton can probably maybe address that a little bit more, but this ordinance and even your proposed ordinance was reviewed by Mary. And
Was that the issue?
and that's the issue,
Okay.
right? So, and is Mary on? Okay, so I got that email, and just, did she CC you on it? I didn't even look to see if she CC.
I didn't get a CC on that,
Okay, all right.
and that's fine.
But anyway, any other discussion?
Thank you for letting me comment.
No other discussion? Take a roll call, please.
Councilman Sutton,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Councilman Giltner,
Yes.
Councilman Twitchell,
Yes.
Councilman Price,
Yes.
Councilman Gott,
Yes.
Councilwoman Cordes,
Yes.
Councilman Phillips.
No,
All right. An ordinance amending sections D, E, H, and I of chapter 715, article 1, section 715.040 of the city of Louisiana Code of Ordinance relating to the user charge system for the water system is duly approved and ordained. Consideration of approving Bill 7236.
second,
First, second, any discussion? Hearing none, take the roll call, please.
Sutton,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Councilman Giltner,
Yes.
Councilman Twitchell,
Yes.
Councilman Price,
Yes.
Councilman Gott,
Yes.
Councilwoman Cordes,
Yes.
Councilman Phillips.
yes,
An ordinance amending section 5 through 6 of chapter 705, article 5, section 705.390, repealing section 789 of the city of Louisiana Code of Ordinances relating to the wastewater rates. Consideration for second reading, Bill
so
7236.
moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, take the roll call, please.
Councilman Sutton,
Yes.
Councilman Bell,
Yes,
Councilman Giltner,
Yes.
Councilman Twitchell,
Yes.
Councilman Price,
Yes.
Councilman Gott,
Yes.
Councilwoman Cordes,
Yes.
Councilman Phillips.
no,
An ordinance amending sections 5 through 6 of chapter 705, article 5, section 705.390, repealing sections 7, 8, 9 of the city of Louisiana Code of Ordinances relating to the wastewater rates is hereby duly approved and ordained. Nick, would you like to go over what was carried over from our last meeting as far as the bids for mowing and the reviews?
Good evening, council. Last week, you guys asked for some reviews for, MC Lawn Care. So I reached out to, some cemeteries that, his company that they, mow for. He currently mowed for 4 cemeteries. Last year he was up to 5, but this year he lost out on the Jordan Buffalo Cemetery, just off the NN. He was outbid on it, but he currently mows for St. John's Cemetery in Neolia, Cornerstone Cemetery, Neolia, Auburn Cemetery, Auburn, and then the Edgewood Cemetery in Bowling Green. So I was speaking with the presidents of all the cemeteries. They said that they all recommended him. They said that, you know, he's very thorough with his work. There was one accident or incident at the Jordan Buffalo Cemetery. There was a mistake. One of his crews mowed over some flags that were on the ground. But they got hold of McCoy. He personally went, cleaned up the mess himself, replaced the flags. He had talking with his crews and they never had any other issues since then. You know, talking with everyone, they said that he's really good about, you know, ensuring that his crews are making properties look nice, presentable, cleaning off headstones after they're done mowing, you know, cleaning up brush and sticks without being asked to, and just staying on top of you know, mowing, making sure it's all cut. Sometimes even before they can get a hold of them. My biggest question for all of them was, you know, did they think that McCoy and his crew can handle Riverview with, you know, how big it is and the hills? And they all said yes. They think that he has enough manpower and enough equipment to handle it. And they think that he could do a really good job. So I actually got a hold of McCoy and I asked him what kind of equipment he has, the manpower. He told me he's got 4 zero-turn mowers, 10 weed eaters. He's got 8 leaf blowers, and he currently has 8 employees. And he also told me that they'll take responsibility for any damage done on property while mowing and weed eating. Any graves that may get knocked down while working will also be set back up before. And he said basically they'll take responsibility for any damage, and then we'll help clean up while they're mowing.
Is he bonded?
Yes.
Sure.
Was it?
Sure.
You got 5 cemeteries, any of them the size of this one?
No, sir.
And it also says here that he doesn't have enough manpower, he'll hire him. You either have enough or you don't.
Yeah. So basically, he was just saying that if McCoy felt like he didn't have enough for review, that he.
What I'm saying is he's got 5 other ones. All the other people are calling at the same time. Who's head on the list?
Yeah. I just don't see.
So Councilman, in our bid process in the packet, whenever we call for it, they, by contract, they would have 7
days.
7 days.
7 days.
7 days.
What happens if they don't respond in 7 days?
Yeah, so,
I'm asking,
yeah,
it just was presented.
Well, I mean, they would potentially forfeit their contract with us.
Okay,
and then for Fidencia's, actually Wiley's here. He works, he's our Parks and Grounds department head. He works closely with Fidencia and his crew. And thought it was kind of good to kind of let Wiley give his you know, perspective and his opinion for Fidencia. So.
My opinion on the cemetery. Fidencio Lawn Care has done it for the last 2 years with no problems. I call him, he's there the next day. No problem, he lives 2 blocks from the cemetery. We never had a problem with him. If it's not broke, why fix it? In my opinion, he's the best man for the job. That's my personal opinion. It's up
they
to
hired
you
him,
all.
they hired him off the bat to check just like we did.
Yes,
And he's not failed anybody.
no, he does Riverview and he does Memorial Gardens, and he's always cleaned up all the brush. If he runs over a flower, he'll pick it all up. If flowers are blown off, he'll put them back on the grave before he mows. He's done a remarkable job.
You're the head of the cemetery, you recommend them.
I recommend Fidencio Lawn Care.
What's the difference in price?
So if they mow, twice a month in let's say a 6 month period. The cemetery is $600 a mowing, so if you times that by twice a month, that'd be $1,200 a month, times that by 6 months. So you're looking roughly, you just ballpark it, and you're looking at $10,000 to $12,000 difference by doing that, if you stick with Fidencio. I like Fidencio. He's local compared to someone out of town. But it's the council's pleasure.
Can you go over the rates again between the, if I'm looking through all my papers, I
Yeah, I
can't
don't
find
think
that sheet.
that's right, it's like four, I don't have one.
Yeah, so, for MC Lawn Care, so for Riverview, he's charging us, he charges $2,700 per month.
And how much is Fidencio?
Fidencio's for Riverview is 33.
And then Memorial Garden
So, MC Lawn Care for is $295 per month.
and Fidencio.
Fidencio's is 400. But with Fidencio, he was one that mow every 10 days.
I think we should maybe split the difference, do LT Lawn Care for Memorial Gardens and Fidencio for Riverview.
Doesn't amount to that,
That's the,
doesn't amount to that.
that's $105 difference on the memorial, but there's a $600
Yes,
on the Riverview. Boy, that seems like a huge difference.
I'm just going by what our of our buildings and grounds said. He does a good job. He picks up sticks and all that.
So just doing my simple math, someone correct me, but if it's twice a month and 6 months out of the year, it's about $8,400 difference a year. I said 10,000 before, but it's, I imagine we might mow on occasion more than twice a month, but. So council, it's kind of in your all's ballpark. It's mowing season now.
Well, let's ask a question. They only get the 2,700 or the 3,300 is the month only, right?
No, per mowing.
Per mow.
Per mowing. So
That's why.
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because with the, how many times
Somebody wrong.
has it been mowed? How many times has it been mowed more than twice?
Fidencio usually cuts it short enough. Twice a month.
And we're talking how much?
So it's 60.
Per mow?
For Fidencio.
Yeah, for Fidencio.
So for Riverview, it's $3,300 per month.
Wow.
6,600 a month.
$6,600 a month.
Versus 5,400.
But we had been asked.
Is there-
54 is outrageous.
Is there any way we could try to negotiate?
Yeah.
What's that again?
Is there any way we could try to-
Hold on here. Councilwoman.
Is there any way we could try to negotiate a better price with Fidencio?
Well, that negates the whole bid process. That
Has the grass ever had to been cut more than twice a month? Like if it's good, a heavy rain, grass grows fast.
You just said no.
Not in the last 2 years. I've had.
I make a motion to accept Valencia, to do it again.
we have a motion. Is there a second? Second, any discussion?
Yes, is your motion for both locations or each location, both locations?
I would imagine he figured his bid out doing both of those.
That makes a little.
Any other discussion? No other discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yeah.
Opposed, like sign? Nope. Motion carries. Consideration to read and approve resolution 01-2025.
So moved.
Second. Second, any discussion? Hearing none, take a roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Giltner,
Yes.
Councilman Twitchell,
Yes.
Councilman Price.
Yeah.
Councilman Dodd,
Yeah.
Councilman Recorder,
Yes.
Councilman Phillips.
Yes.
A resolution of the city of Louisiana Public Library authorizing signees for all banking or financial instruments. Whereas the city of Louisiana, Missouri and the Louisiana Public Library seek to renew and manage the Mary Lucille Griffith CD Fund accounts at Hannibal National Bank and the People's Bank and Trust, whereas these CDs funds will mature in April and be rolled over at their respective banks. And whereas the Mary Lucille Griffith Fund at the HNB Bank shall pay monthly interest via check to the city of Louisiana, 202 South Third, Louisiana, Missouri, and be redistributed into the library checking account ending in 61, number 6161. Nick, which account is that? Which one? Is that the reserve account or the? Okay, I just want to answer that because y'all probably have a question on that. Whereas the Mary Lucille Griffith Fund at People's Bank and Trust shall have its interest reinvested. And whereas the financial actions require one signature from the city of Louisiana representative and one from the library board. Now therefore be it resolved, the Mary Lucille Griffith Fund CDs will roll over upon maturity at the HNB Bank and People's Bank and Trust. The HNB Bank CDs interest will be paid monthly to the city of Louisiana and then transferred to the library checking account ending 6161. The People's Bank and Trust CDs interest will be reinvested. All financial approval requires one signature from both the city of Louisiana and library board. Authorized signers are city treasurer Alyssa Horton, Mayor Tim Carter, library board president Becky Henderson, and library board treasurer Stephen Moss. Be it resolved by the city council of the city of Louisiana, Pike County, Missouri, authorize the above action approved. So it be resolved. Motion for adjournment.
Jared.
Thank you.
Go.
I'm sorry. Did I skip one? I'm sorry.
You missed. It's okay.
Can you take that back? Come on up. Probably the most important thing tonight.
But we didn't vote on this.
Yeah, we need to vote on this.
We didn't vote on the resolution.
I didn't think you did.
I thought she just did the roll call.
We did the roll call for the first reading.
Well, they don't take two readings.
Oh,
This is a resolution on ordinance.
Okay.
Yeah. And the only reason I read it is because I'm not 100% positive if this was posted on the bulletin board. Otherwise, we wouldn't even read it.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
I was confused.
that's all right.
I was more confused.
All right, so, well, last thing that I got is I want to, seeking, council approval to replace a grinder pump at Kelly Lane lift station. We had an issue where both of them had stopped, set the alarm off, we went out there. The manhole was surcharged and both pumps were jammed up with feminine products. So we backed it out, called CNC Pumps, they pulled both pumps, got one of them working. The other one, when it burned up, it melted the housing on it and ruin the whole pump, so they're recommending that we replace it. I will tell you, the one that is currently in there now that we're using is about 5 years old. This one was much older than that. And they were surprised that it was even gonna make it that long when they put the last one in. The total for that pump was $7,626 after freight, labor, and the crane to put it in. It comes to a total of $9,801, and that's to replace that with a brand new pump.
Seeking council approval.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Price will pump itself again.
$7,626.
All right, we have a first and second, any discussion? All in favor, say yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Make a
All right.
Motion we adjourn.
Nope, still have one more thing. Resolution approving new library signage.
That's what we just did.
Did that.
We just did that.
Signage?
Yeah, yeah,
That was about the,
Signage procedures.
oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got first and second, all in favor,
Aye.
opposed, like sign. We are adjourned.
They're talking about sign. It's just like-
Should say signatures.